Yay! All right. So, I think things are going fairly well for the beginning of May. April, I don't want to say it was a disaster because we did end up with some sales and some green teams and some shows. May, looking at our directors overall, we're kind of behind where we typically are. Right now we are already past the first week. So ideally we should have 1250 in team sales, to be on track. So, I think there's a couple of us that are on track, more that are not on track. And I feel, just from what I've heard from people, I feel like bookings are a struggle. When are they not? I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes we have great months and everything's going well, and then it's like, bam, no bookings. What in the world's happening? And then I have shows this week. There's nobody participating. We are tagging. No interaction. A couple orders. And I mean, I have 6 shows right now. Typically, I would have a dozen orders or so, and I may have 4. So are you all feeling that same thing, or is it just me? Because I've been on vacation.
Yeah, I had 3 shows cancel. So
you had 3 shows cancel.
So I have 1 running this last week I had 1 running. Now I'm back up to 4. So, but there's still no interaction. I barely had 1,000 in sales so far this month. So.
My April sucked, and my teams did too. And, but right now I did 1 text party last week and it's still running, and that's almost at 500. And then I've got 2 others going this week because the other woman, whatever you want to call her, bailed on me again. But I'm getting it. And I reached out to all my team yesterday. I put a poll in the messenger chat and just said, what are your goals? Do you want to get a biweekly commission check? Do you want to earn the trip to Cancun? Are you just doing this for fun, or are you kind of done? And out of 25 people, everybody saw it. Only 3 people participated. So then I individually reached out to each one. Some of them are still ghosting me. So I'm like, I'm trying to be a good.
Will you share those words with us that you sent? Because I think it's a good idea for us all to touch base with our people. And give them some one-on-one attention. I still have new consultants from January, still hadn't done anything, and I'm not willing to give up on them quite yet. Some of them, yes, just depending on their situation, but I still think there's a chance to get them going. I just need to take some extra time and do that. So, but then also I feel like we need to think outside of the box as far as bookings, because I feel like we have done the birthday message to death. I feel like we've done the upgrade your price to death. I mean, I know we can still use that, but I feel like when we use something for so long, we don't get the same results because we're not as excited or motivated or whatever by it. So, do you all think we should really push some 15-minute text parties with our team? Because we think about going into the summer and people not wanting to take a whole lot of time. So would that be something that we should set up? Maybe have one that's set up on Project Broadcast and one that's not. So then, if they don't have Project Broadcast, they could still do that. I feel like that would be something different that we haven't done in a while, that people haven't seen in a while. Y'all, I've had hosts in the same circle over and over and over. And I'm having so many people say, oh, I'm in 3 shows this week. Jessica and I had 2 hosts, completely different. Who knows how we booked them? But there was one girl that was in both of our parties at the same time. And that happens way more than not. But the fact that we're on the same team and, that overlap, that's kind of interesting. So
she stole my party. I ain't bitter.
Girl, it wasn't your party. It was my party. I got to her first. You shouldn't have been taking time off yesterday or the day before, because you snooze, you lose.
Hang on. My systems were intact. she just responded to yours first. No, I called her. I was like, yesterday, I was like, you stole my party. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you stole my party. But like we were talking about yesterday, in the year and a half that I've been doing this, honestly and truly, and me and Jennifer live 20, 25 minutes from each other, and she's been doing it since the stone years of Pampered Chef, that this is the first time that honestly and truly we ask the same person to book parties, because normally on a normal basis, I don't hardly ever party with in our area. And if it is North Carolina, it's way like a couple hours away from me. So normally my hosts are out of state, just because I've gotten so like out of the friend zone and stuff. But so when the lady goes, oh, she told me yes, and then she realized that I was not Jennifer, and she said, oh my gosh, I apologize. Like, she explained it. I said, well, do you mind if I ask who the consultant is? And she's like, Jennifer, like, she put your whole name, like Jennifer, your maiden name and your last name. And I was like, I may have said a dirty word in the car to myself, but then I was like, so then I texted her. I was like, no problem at all. She's actually my director. You're going to have a great consultant. And then I called Jennifer, and I was like, because she knows I need bookings. And I was like, dagnabbit. Because when I saw it, I was cheering in the car that I finally got a booking, and then wah, wah, wah.
Okay, well, go ahead and tell them I was willing to give you that party too. So don't
She
be
did.
making me out to be the bad
No,
guy.
no. Honestly, she did. I was like, no, ma'am. No, I don't need anybody to give me their parties. I feel like you earn that party, you take it.
I was thinking with my team, I saw, and I know they did it before and I need to relook, but I always get invited, which is great. I don't know why, but Wendy and Steve with their team, they do like a big mega thing for their whole team. And I was thinking about doing that at the end of the month, like for Memorial Day, jumping into summer and trying to get all my consultants back on. And don't they do it like Penny Morse? And are you in that too, you Chick-fil-A eating person, Stacy, with your mouth full? Are you on that group too? Whatever they do, I was going to try to like go back and look at it and try to copy and see, because they had like whoever joined, you had to tag who your consultant was, and that consultant then reached out to them and gave them their ordering link, and it just was a huge big extravaganza. Do y'all know anything about that?
Yeah, it's a mega party. And we
Okay.
used to do those quite a bit. And I mean, it's just one of those things you do for a while and then it fizzles out and you don't do it.
Right.
I think they are good when your consultants are really on board. Or, what I found too is typically if I do a mega party, my consultants join, they invite 20 people, and then they feel like they don't have to do anything else. And that's not necessarily the case. They need to be acting as a host. So if you do that, you need to have a separate message chat with all the consultants that are in there, and you need to be feeding them daily tasks, just like you would a host, and make sure that they're doing it. So you would do it a little different. So Jessica would need to go in and post this today, and Kelsey would post this later today, and Stacy would post that today. So give them all some different things. And then you would pin at the top all of their ordering links. So if you are, and you wouldn't put links throughout the show, you would just pin it.
Okay.
So if you're Jessica's customer, this is your link. If you're Kelsey's customer, this is your link. And then they would be responsible for private messaging the link to their people as well.
Is that kind of like you're talking about like the 3-day thing we did back at Christmas, where the was it Black Friday, the 3-day?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Well, we
'cause
did
I did it with my team, and
Yeah.
but while we were talking, I got something come to my brain. Would it be something like, because I know, so we're all struggling, and so obviously if we're struggling, our consultants are struggling. By the end of the month, we maybe have like some directors short on sales, and I'm not gonna lie, I could be in that boat because right now it's not looking good for the home team. But like, would it be worth doing a DeNicholas org block party, like a Memorial Day themed summer block party where, you know, we do it kind of like the whole, like Love does when we do those, where she was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But
Yep,
instead
and
of,
I
like,
get
we
that.
do have that joining
Yeah.
thing.
I do get where
also.
you're coming from. What I think, this is just my opinion on it. The more people you have in one group, the less everybody does.
I agree.
Just like when we're invited to do love stuff, that's great. I join it, but I don't do a dang thing with it. I don't even keep up with it because it's just, when I'm responsible for something, I'm going to make sure it gets done. But when somebody else is responsible for it, it's put on the back shelf. And I think that's what happens when we do mega parties, is that a lot of the consultants feel like, oh, they're taking care of it, I don't need to do anything. And then they're not even engaged at all in the party. So I think by doing it with a smaller team, Jessica, then you would say, okay, I'm only willing to do this if you help and you post something every single day. And then there's this small group of 5 or 8 people, and they're all invested in it and they're all helping out.
So basically what you're saying, instead of doing a whole org, maybe we get small groups of directors and their teams to do them.
Possibly. I think we could come up together. We could come up with a idea or a template and then just run them individually with our people.
And honestly and truly, I mean, you know how many directors and all their names. It may be easier to be like, hey, we're going to present this to the org. I'm willing to divide out the directors and put like kind of put them in teams to, because I mean, let's be honest. We have strong directors and we don't have strong directors, but you need those non-strong directors to be green just as much as they need to be green also. So would it be worth dividing out? I mean, unfortunately, that would mean like us in this chat group right now is not going to be in the same group because we're the strong, we're going to need to be, and then dividing it up. I mean, that's up to everybody. I mean, I know that's like saying, well, now you're going to, I don't know, because I mean, if you're needing your org to be green and we're all needing to be green, maybe it's willing to put it towards the group and say, who is willing to who wants to do a block party, and whoever wants to do them, and then we divide them out so we can kind of help these newer directors or these ones that are struggling, kind of show them what we do in parties too. I mean, so it'd be kind of a win-win for everybody, because not only would we be trying to get orders, but we're also maybe teaching some of these less strong directors how we do things, so that way they can start possibly being green on their own easier. Because I'm all about trying to help each other, but also help myself in the long run.
I am too. I'm all about helping others, but my main thing right now is I need to help my own personal consultants. So kind of like Jennifer said, I always join the love groups and I send it to all my people, but it's way too much when it's all those people and and I even try to set notifications. So, I mean, I like the idea of helping others, and we can still use a template and just say to directors, if you want to do this, here's an idea we have, and let them do their own. That's just my thought.
Well, that's why I said do it at the end of the month. So that way we're not strapping ourselves down and shooting ourselves in the foot mid-month trying to do this and not helping ourselves get green. I understand that. And I mean, with Labor Day, good Lord, with Memorial Day, it kind of gives us a theme for it. I mean,
I'll be right back.
I mean, I understand that, we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot by helping others, but we also don't need some of these weaker like we're trying to get these weaker directors to start doing calls and things like that. Well, we need to make sure they know what they're doing and not training our people wrong also. That's just the way I feel about that. Like, I get nervous knowing that some of like I get nervous about the whole control thing. Jessica has control issues. I know. But like I get nervous when when certain people do calls because I'm like, okay, are they gonna give the correct information? Are they gonna train my people wrong? Because I'm gonna be honest, my people are finally getting on calls. And so I want my directors that are training them to be at the top of their game. That's just me personally. So that's just my 12 cents.
I think personally it should just, I see you, Jody. I think personally it should just, like Joni and Jennifer said, be with our personal teams. And I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, yes, we work together as a team. But if they haven't heard it from us by now,
That's
I
true.
mean, and I'm not meaning that in a negative way. I mean, let's just be blunt about it. If they haven't been on the calls, if they haven't heard, if they haven't picked up by now, then most likely they're not going to pick it up. And it's kind of like a sink or swim. You either get on the calls and do it and you start implementing, or maybe this isn't for you. And again, I don't ever want to disqualify, like say, oh, they shouldn't be with Camper Check, because that's not what I mean at all. But maybe they're not really. Some of us are made for something, some people are not made for something.
And that's true.
So I think it depends on each director's style, and the size of their team too plays a factor. Because me alone, like I've got over 50 in my org. So if I'm doing it with another organization or another team, it's gonna get a little jumbled.
Yeah, I
So
agree
maybe-
with that. I think if you have a small org and you would like to partner with somebody else, maybe reach out to them personally and y'all could do something together. But I agree, I have way too many people. And if I try to partner with somebody else, I mean, my personal team's 100 plus. Now, will they all do it? Nope. But what I've asked them to, sure. I would maybe even break up those groups of people on my personal team and do several block parties or mega parties or whatever, depending on who's interested in it. But I love the idea of us coming up with something and doing that for our teams, and even putting the template out there so other directors, if they want to do it, if they want to be green and they're willing to work to be green, they could use it. But I mean, I love our people. I really would do anything for them, but you can only carry people for so long, and if they're not willing to
Right.
do that little bit of work to help their team go green, we don't need to do it for them.
Right. I mean, I lost probably 4 or 5 members that dropped this month on my personal team. So yeah, I get it. I mean, I can't continue trying to work with these people that don't want it. So, which means I need to get my butt into recruiting. And I know that. I know my problem.
I'm telling you, the best thing, and I know we all probably did that positive learning thing, and I wrote it down and I send it on every message to my team and every video that I send them on Friday mornings. I will work just as hard for your business as you do. But that's it. I'm done busting my ass for these people that won't even click in a poll. I'm like, we're all busy. We all got stuff going on. Some of us got more than 2 jobs. So yeah, I'm like, I'll work it for you only if you're going to work it with me. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And
Well,
I'm
I
good.
will tell you guys that we have a fundraiser going. Well, we did it as a fundraiser, but it started May 1st and it's a mega party. I have my faithful few that are in there. They post or go live. Everybody picks a day, go live, whatever. It's been really dead. Even with going live every single day, people posting. Marina is amazing. She posts on on the comments. She makes posts. She goes live, without being asked. So, there's been a lot of stuff going on in there, and I don't know that we've had a single order in that thing.
So do you feel like it's do you feel like it's something with Facebook? Do you feel like it's something with just economy? What do we feel like's happening here?
I
I
have
think
no clue.
I think it's economy and the fact that it's old. I think everybody's done. They, it's just they're done. They don't pay attention to virtual parties anymore. I hear that even from other consultants and other businesses.
All right,
I've had a
so
lot of
what,
requests lately about in-person parties. Like I've had 3 people this week say, can you do an in-person show for me? And so I have one scheduled, but my kids are so little, it's so hard to, and my husband works most evenings. So I'm like, oh, I want to say yes, but because I know that's gonna, like, that's really where a lot of it, I mean, it started like that, but
yeah,
We heard, well, a couple things. I know that we were one day in the pool, we were talking to people, and me and you talked about doing a training on in-person call shows, and I have never done one. I would love to learn. I'm hoping my anxiety and all that can allow me to do it, because if that's what I need to do for my business, that's what I'll need to do. And I've had a little setback. A couple of y'all know why. So I'm a little struggling right now. But I need the training for it. So I would love for anybody to do a training on it. And then we talked about there's a lot of people doing Zoom parties, block Zoom parties that we heard. We heard in Puerto Rico, and they would do where they would get several hosts saying, or you'd reach out to several hosts saying that you were gonna, sorry.
girl, what you got? You crying? What's up, girlfriend?
Jessica, you're with your family. What's going on? Do you want me to show you my boobs so you'll start
No,
laughing?
please don't.
I'm ready. Come on.
She needs her straw.
What'd
Huh?
you say?
I said
Her
she needs her straw.
Good Lord. I don't even know where that straw is. I don't even know if it made it back home. But anyways, but yes, so the Zoom parties is something I am gonna start doing.
Yeah, so this is what we were talking about. And I kind of feel like this might need to be where we start, instead of going from all behind the screen virtual parties straight to in home, going to somebody's house, never have done that before. I think that's a big dramatic jump. So what if, and we could do something like this as a tester for our team if we wanted to, then we could partner together, like maybe, me and Kelsey, or me and anybody. Like, I don't even cook, so whatever, but I have the most experience out of cooking shows. So as long as we can make the chicken bruschetta pasta, I'm all in. Because I do know how to make that. But taking multiple hosts, so say I have 3 hosts, Kelsey has 3 hosts, and then we get them all together on one Zoom link one evening, and maybe I do a main course demo and Kelsey does a dessert demo, or 2 main courses, one in the air fryer and one in the quick cooker, or something like that. I'm feeling like, just like you said, these posts are just out. People are just done with them. There's just too many posts. We've seen it, y'all. I posted the same crap in my shows for 4 years now. And it doesn't matter. I can throw in something different, change it up a little bit. It still looks to be the same, right? I mean, I'm even kind of getting bored with it, to be honest. So do you think that's something that we should try, maybe as a director team, and then see how it goes? Because I really try to, if I do something new and bigger in my business, I want to test it out, because I feel like I want to be able to give stats and numbers and successes, or if it's not successful, I don't want to, waste people's time and make them feel like a failure because they're not getting it to work either. So I would kind of want to try it out first to kind of see how it goes.
I've done some Zoom shows before and they're really fun. But yeah, I'd do it with you.
So tell us a little bit about how you did it, how many people came in the show, what was the ordering like? Just give us some ideas on details on that.
Ordering, well, I just set it up like with the online link so that my host could share it before and after the actual show. And then she came on, she invited like 10 or 12 people. Like it was an in-home party, and I think 5 showed up. But then they got the link too and sent it. It was a $900 show, which was good. And then I just did like a little drawing at the beginning, or I put their names in a drawing if they popped on in the beginning. And then I like to get them to stay till the end. I said, we'll do the drawing for anybody who's here at the end to win. I think it was a seasoning or something. And then I did the 5 appetizers in 15 minutes because it was around, I think it was like Thanksgiving time. So I did that. And then I think what I would do next time, I kind of planned everything. I would ask my host if there's like products that she wants me to show or that she's interested in, or that she knows that her guests would be excited about. So like if she's, I don't know, like a younger mom, maybe so, like the quick cooker or the multi cooker and like some quick and easy kind of dinner things. But I feel like I liked it and my host liked it a lot better because it was really specific to her and to like her guests. So it wasn't just posting. I mean, yeah, it's like an in-person party, but that works around my schedule a lot better because I can do it while the boys are napping. So I like doing that as opposed, I would rather do an in-home party, but because of the schedule thing, the Zoom like works a lot better. So
I met this chick in Puerto Rico and we were talking about same thing, like in-home parties, because we've never done one, but this one friend of ours has asked, and so Richard and I said we do it as a couple thing. But she said that like a couple of years ago or before COVID, somebody said, I can't, I'm sick or whatever, I've got a sick kid. So she said, well, just have everybody come to my house. And she said, from now on, that's the only way she does it, because then she doesn't have to travel. She doesn't have to pack up all of her stuff and unpack it and clean it. And they come to her home. And she said, it's so much easier. And then I think it's Leah that told me, because like I said, we've never done it in home. She gives her hosts like 3 or 4 options of a theme. And the food is geared around that theme, and they pick the theme, and then she cooks depending on, and I thought, oh, that's kind of a cool, like whether Mexican or Italian or whatever. But I mean, that would help you out, Kelsey, if you could do it like when the kids are in bed, but then also too, you can show people how easy it is to be a consultant. Because if one of the kids needed you, you could say, you whisk this, I got to run up real quick. I mean, they see that you can,
yeah,
do it at your house.
yeah, that's a great idea. I think you're muted, Jennifer.
Thanks, sorry. I do feel like we're on that path of needing to get back face to face with people. This virtual thing, I think I don't want to say it's run its course, but it's become just another thing. It's not as intriguing, exciting. It's not what it was before. And unless we can come up with some amazing show theme idea, whatever, I think it is definitely going to be harder to get some bookings. So what if we want to invite some of our own people and test it out? Like our customers, we could send out a project broadcast and say, hey, you want to learn how to make whatever, join me on this online link or whatever, and just kind of see how it goes. One of my Pampered Chef besties, she's been doing in-home parties for 20 years. She's great at them. And she still has kind of done in-person parties even through COVID, but she did a lot of Zoom parties. So she's like with it. And she told me she'd be willing to do a training. So next Monday, Adrian and Jill were supposed to be in charge of the Monday night call. Well, Jill already backed out and Adrian is trying to back out. She's been very MIA lately. I'm so afraid we're going to lose her. I really am, as a director. So maybe if y'all want to reach out to her and let her know you're thinking of her. She's had a lot of issues with her new job and just stress and stuff. She has not been engaged with Pampered Chef for a couple months now. And the fact that she's pulling out from doing the training makes me worry even more. So with that being said, we need something to fill that. And I think this would be the perfect thing to fill that spot. I really do. I think talking about in-home trainings, and then if I can get Jamie on this call to maybe, it'd be fun if we could get her to do like a 20-minute demo, right? And show what she does on her Zoom. So it would be a mock Zoom party. She would show us a little demo, and then maybe she can talk about how she coaches her host for Zoom parties, because I think every single party, the success of that party lies in host coaching. Every single party. It doesn't matter if it's an in-home party, a virtual show, a 15-minute party, a Zoom party, a catalog party, a text party. It doesn't matter what kind of party is. If you're not working with that host and that host isn't doing anything, it's going to be a bomb show. I mean, we just know that. So not only would we need to figure out the logistics of the party and actually doing that, but we'd have to have a good solid host coaching system too to give to our team members. So if I can get Jamie on to do that, I'll do the call next week too with Jamie. We'll talk about those two parties. And I think that's kind of maybe, I don't want to say everybody needs to switch to that, but I think I think they would see different results. You know, I think that they may get bookings by offering something different.
I think it'll open up opportunities.
Yeah.
So y'all will love Jamie. And you can tell Jamie that if she doesn't do it, I will let everybody know she's poured Fireball down somebody's nose.
If she is available, if she doesn't have a cooking show, I know that she will do it for us. So I need to check her. I went ahead and texted her, so I'll just wait for her to get back with me.
We offer something like you were talking about, like where we pull together and do a show for, because I know for me, I've just now gotten the internet that I would be able to do something like that. But I know there's a lot of people who don't. So would there be a possibility of maybe once a month we could offer like one of those mega Zoom parties or something where we could do?
My thing is, and I do love that idea. How would we know who belongs to who, and how would the customers on there get a link? So if we have a Zoom party, not that this would ever happen, but if we had 100 people on it, right? Because you're thinking about the consultant and then their host and then all their guests. Oh, it could easily get to 100 at that point. You're thinking about all that. I think in that case, we would need to do a Facebook Live. So put everybody in a Facebook party and then do a live instead of a Zoom. And then in that Facebook party, we would then put a post with all the consultants' links. But again, we would need to make sure that every consultant is doing their job with the host, because say, Melanie, I'm your host, you're the consultant, I'm your host. You need to be working with me to make sure I get enough people invited into that party. I need to be sending out the link, the party link where we're going to do the live video. And then I, as the host, would need to send the ordering link to everybody too. So like we can dump a whole bunch of people in there, but if they're not willing to do the inviting and the work, then we're not going to see the results. So.
And the consultant needs to be mandatory that they're there.
Oh yeah.
Because that's, even though somebody else may be doing the demo, they need to be there talking to their people.
Yes.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be somebody on there that can answer questions and not just be reaping the benefits of somebody's hard work. And that's the problem right now that I think a lot of our teams are having, is there's people out there that's reaping benefits off of other people, and it's hard.
Yeah. I think it'd be neat. This is kind of a side note to this, but say I did a demo of the chicken bruschetta pasta. Okay. And that comes to mind because I made that like 8,000 times. That's all that I made at my shows. But then after I did the demo, what if we had a series of posts the next day that went in that featured all those products that I used? Maybe it wouldn't even need to be the next day. just brainstorming. So like that would talk about, well, we're talking about it in the demo, but it would show the rock crock and the features of it. It would show, the grill press and the grill and the grill press and the features of that. And so give them more like that. If it was just my own party, I could then link it directly to the website. But if it's not, if we're doing it as a mega show, we wouldn't be able to do that. But that would be neat. That would be an awesome Zoom show if I did it and then followed up with all the posts with the pictures of the products and things, because they may see me. And I remember this would happen at my live shows all the time. I would do a demo and people would see something at the beginning, like the mix and chop, and they're like, oh my gosh, I need that or whatever. Then by the end of the show, they already forgot what they saw that they liked. So then if we have a rolling post of the things that we demoed, then they're like, oh, that was it. Oh, that I like that too. And oh, I like that too. And then you're like, oh, you see 5 things that you like, book a show and we'll do a different recipe with you and your friends. So I really feel like we're onto something. And I feel like that might be where we need to start moving with our shows.
I think even if we did a mega party, you could do Zoom, because then people are still going to have to send the link to the group or whatever. They're going to have to invite people to the Zoom call and they can put their link in there. But the nice thing about Zoom is that I think most people are watching the video on their phone or whatever. And if you click off of it on Facebook, you can't keep watching it, but it'll still keep playing in the background. If you get a message or something, you're not going to get distracted and not come back because it's still playing. My thought there.
Now say that again. I was distracted by some kind of weird crumbling sound.
I think it's a margarita machine. I hear ice crushing.
Right?
Who's
I think
making
that might. I was like, what margarita? What? Oh boy, what? Okay,
It's not over here. There's a bee, but so with Zoom, the nice thing about Zoom versus Facebook Live is just that you are getting like if you click off of Facebook, the live goes away, right? So you get it completely off. So if you're watching it on your phone and if you have like you're on Zoom, you can, like, if you get a text or whatever and you're not solely on Zoom anymore, it's going to keep playing in the background and you're still going to have the little video at the bottom on your phone versus like Facebook Live, where if you click off, you kind of check out.
Okay.
I don't know if that came across as it was in my head, but
No, I get it. And I kind of feel like I just need to try one. I just need to do one. Just do it so I can figure it out. And I think it would be smart for us to do one with our customers first.
What if we did a guinea pig one with us and some of the rock stars on our team that want to do it? Just so if we all if someone flubs up, it's our own family and it's not a customer, and just kind of run a quick one together.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, and that's what I hope that Jamie would be able to do, is to show us how she does them. And then we could, replicate what she does.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about like doing a Zoom party for my VIP group and be like, listen, this is a test run. I'm gonna put y'all in here as a test run. Every person that joins and orders, like as a test run, like I would give them some kind of gift with their order. Because I would love to do it with my VIP group before I did it with, I mean, I know they're strangers, but they're not to a point. Then some host, and I screw up their party, I'm just screwing up my own party.
Right. But, I kind of feel like if we can just get the people on Zoom, I feel like there's going to be some people that buy. And I also feel like there will be people that book because it's something different. And especially if you're saying, we can do fajitas, we can do chicken bruschetta pasta, we can do wings, we can do whatever at your party. Which would you prefer? And that them having a choice and it be something that they would enjoy. And then say you use the air fryer and I can help you get it at 50% off when you do your show, you know?
Well, I was just thinking, because remember, it may have been 6 months now, when the Nationals got together and did Cook with the Nationals one night. And like each national did something like different, like whether it was beverages or an appetizer or a main dish or whatever. I think that would be cool, like as in like that'd be something we could look into, and like we could do them like quarterly or something like that. And like we could make sure we advertise it with our VIPs, like, hey, because you're our VIP, you know, come cook with such tonight. And it was an hour long,
Mhm.
and they just rotated as each person went done, oh Lord, got done, the next person would pick up. And I honestly enjoyed it. I honestly enjoyed getting to know some of the nationals that you think is like, yeah, just getting to know their personality. And I just think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, cook along party. Yeah, and that's kind of what the Nationals did. They gave us a grocery list of what we were, if we wanted to cook along with them, what we needed and the recipe. Because as we're doing it and they're trying to do it themselves with us, and they don't have that certain tool that we're using, and they see how easy we're making their life be with that tool, I feel like you would get orders.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, yes, absolutely. I think that would be cool. What if we came up with a recipe and then we had the shopping list? We went ahead and sent them we wouldn't have to send them the recipe ahead of time. They could do it along with us. And then we would send them the recipe after. Yeah. I mean, I think we have a lot to work with.
Do we have 4 products coming out on June 1st? Is it 4? What if we did like something on June 1st for our VIP groups? Because we'll get the sample products ahead of time. What if we did fajitas and like each of the
Fajitas.
drink mixes and I forget what the
garden
code
dip.
is. Oh, the dip. Yeah. What if we
Yeah.
just did like a whole like, here's your appetizer, here's your fajitas, here's your drinks, and each one of us kind of did something different, or like used one of those products differently for our VIP groups. And then since that's like opening day for the new products, and say now these are available. It's okay, I'll skip it. Yeah. I don't know what day June 1st is though. Is that a Monday?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday. And our church stuff will be over by then. So if we did it live, then I could help because our church stuff's over after this week for the summer. But yeah, I do think that's a cool idea. And that way our VIP people can see other directors,
Mhm.
who knows, I could try to, something I do may sell something to Stacy's guests, and Stacy's been trying to sell that same tool for a year,
Mhm.
but I use it differently. And so, and like, same for y'all to somebody on my VIP group.
Yeah. And then we've also before done workshops. So it was like a deep cover baker workshop or an, quick cooker workshop. So you would invite everybody to come. Ideally the people that own the deep cover baker or the rock crock or whatever, you would invite them to come to that workshop to teach them another way to use it, but then you would show supporting products. So maybe you'd show a grill pan in addition to your whatever, and then you're like, oh, you can get this at 60% off or 50% off this month, and they're like, oh dang, I need that too, so it's a service you are providing, but then also intriguing them with more products that would go along with that product. So I think we're definitely on to something. I know we're close to running out of time. So do we just want to kind of brainstorm this in the chat? And then, I already texted Jamie. I might give her a call a little bit later and chat with her. She's not great about replying to text. So I could call her later and see if we can't get her on board for Monday. And even if she can't do it on the 16th, we could still plan to do, some training on that. But I
Yeah,
would love for us to pick out a recipe that we think people would like and has a lot of good tools to it. Like I remember whenever I would do cooking shows, you want to make sure you're using a power tool and a good amount of supporting tools. So the more tools you could use and showcase, the better. That's why I love the chicken bruschetta pasta, because it showed the grill pan and press. It showed the rock crock. It showed the manual food processor, the salad choppers. Like it had a ton of high dollar tools that people would book for, but then also had moderate price things that people would buy. So, I mean, I could even do that recipe if I'm doing the demo, if I end up doing the demo on the 16th. My only problem with that is that my stove would be the opposite direction of where I would set up the camera. Like, and I think most of us are. Like, I'd have to figure out a good way to position the camera where you could see me cooking and whatever. So,
well, that was why I think that was where we were talking. Somebody said something about that in the pool, and I said, well, somebody said something about their laptop's not great, but you would typically want to use two kind of tools. Like you would want to have your phone with the connected to Zoom and a laptop. So that way your phone is on a pod watching the action, but then you would be able to see from the laptop beside of you, like people's response and questions and things like that. And that's what, and somebody agreed somebody said that's what they do. They use two separate
okay.
digital things because it is hard for your laptop to zoom in to your cooking when you can put your phone on a pod and kind of
Okay.
maneuver it.
Okay. Kelsey, when you did your Zoom parties, did you have any certain kind of host coaching, or you just used your regular?
I think I just did my regular, obviously I didn't have posts, but I just said like, make sure you're interacting with your guests and messaging them before and after. I have it somewhere. I sent like what they can message their guests about ordering and about following up, but
Do
I'll
you
have to
have it in, how do you have it? Is it in a project broadcast or just like a
in a
file
Google
or
Doc.
a Google Doc? Okay, I
Mhm.
was wondering if we could get something like that together. So somebody that wants to try to do a Zoom party, they would have even like a general host coaching, some things that they could share with the host a couple days, the week before to get them prepped, and then things that they could share with the host after the party, because it wouldn't need to be nearly as long as what our regular host coaching is, because the party's not running as long. So I would think we would do the Zoom and then maybe only leave the party link open a couple days after that.
Yeah, I left it open. Her party was on a Saturday, so I had it open Friday through Monday. And that's when she got all her orders in. She didn't have Facebook at all. So like there wasn't a group or anything. Like I just had her text or email. Her
Yeah, and I
guests
think it'd be
for, like,
good if we could do it just through text or email. That way we're not relying on Facebook so much, but we're having. Did I not give her?
Okay, I love all y'all. Let me know what we all decide. I gotta get back to my other job. Bye.
Love you. Okay, friends, let's work on that a little bit. I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to brainstorm some of this too and see if I can't find a couple good recipes, and then maybe throw together a post my party, because I'll do that chicken bruschetta pasta because I love that. I loved that demo, and people would buy the crazy out of those products that I showed. And then I want to do like a 1-day template that has all those products. So then if I could have that together and I post my party, then we could just share that with them. They could, if they do it as a Facebook, then they could run it that way too.
Actually, you could do, and if we wanted to stay off Facebook, you could do one of those Canva, like scroll through parties.
Alright, that would be awesome. I don't know how to do that.
I do. It's very easy. But yeah, you could just send, then you can send like after the party, send this is the Canva link to your, like all the products we use with a little information. You can link the ordering link in there. Yeah.
Okay, Kelsey, so maybe if I collect the pictures and stuff, maybe you and I could get on a Zoom and you could show me how to do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Anybody have any extra comments or questions, or what do y'all think this is a good idea?
I think
Let's
it's a
not-
fabulous idea. I just have to learn the different ways.
Yeah,
I think it's just going to be a learning process.
yeah, I agree.
But I think, you know, as far as me personally, as long as once I get the hang of it, I think it's a good stepping stone to starting in-home parties. And because I am very anxious when it comes to that, like as soon as somebody says in-home party, I'm like, oh, I don't do those. Like, let me give you somebody who does do those, because I have a couple people on my team. But so I'm really, I think this is awesome.
All righty, let me get the wheels turning and stuff on this, and then I'll put some more stuff out in our chat. And if y'all have some great ideas, I mean, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right,
Awesome.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Have a good day. Chat with you later.